Got a fun battle report coming out. You got the Admech, first time on the channel, so super excited about that. Always love having a new faction and a new player joining us here in the basement, so extremely excited. We're going to see how it fares against my 2,000 points of Kraken Tyranids. So I'm switching up Hive Fleets with the new book. The new book officially being out and having a hard copy, it's wonderful. So it's 2,000 points Battalion. We got my Neurothrope, who is the Warlord, Synaptic Tendrils on him, and he is Catalyst and Onslaught. And then we got Old One Eye just hanging there. He's just as it is, no Warlord traits there. I'm trying out the Trygon Prime, paid his CP for the Maw Claws on him. Oh, and I also have Gestation Sac on him, so I can spawn Rippers at some point. And then Maw Claws on the Trygon with Adrenal Glands. And I believe that's it. No, another CP for High Predator, so he has a 5-up, feel no pain. That's my HQs. Into my troops, we got 2 units of 10 Gargoyles, just bare bones. So we got 2 units of Warriors. One of them has Adrenal Glands, the other one doesn't. Bone Swords and Death Spitters, and that's it. Into the elite slots, we got a Haruspex who has Dermic, Symbiosis, Adaptive Physiology. I'm throwing a list here that's just going to send everything forward. I think if I can get through his shooting, I should be all right to smash everything, but if I don't, it's going to be a real bad time. We have Deathleaper, so he actually got an actual Lictor for once, so he's just about done painted, pretty close. So we have an actual Lictor now, which is nice. So Deathleaper there. Another CP spent for Hive Predator. So I'm starting with 9 CP, and he is the Alien Cunning. So he is OBSEC and can do actions after dancing. So I'm really eager to see how that plays out. 3 Venomthropes, 3 Zoanthropes with Psychic Scream as their power. So take them for that juicy imperative. Then we got 3 Screamers, all kit out the exact same. I believe they have Adrenal Glands. I'll have to double check. Then this dude up front, the guy with the bigger claws, has Synaptic enhancement, so that way with my imperatives he can kind of buff it out, leading the way for Old One Eye. Then we got 3 Biowards because they're just meme quality, and Spore Mines are very fun. Excuse me. So that is 2,000 points of Tyranids. Like I said, very interested to see how this is going to play out. Lots of strong options in the book. Obviously the Maleceptor and Hive Tyrant are just wicked along with other stuff, but I really like shaking things up and trying this out and seeing how the monsters do flying for it. It's been a long while since I've done anything like that. So let's take a look at the Admech.
Hey everyone, Mike here, and I'm going to be running the Admech, a Forge World Lucius this time, and I'm taking 10 Rangers and 10 Vanguard, along with 3 Cataphren Breachers for my troops. For my HQs, I'll be taking Tech Priest Manipulus, a Skitari Marshal, and a Techno Archaeologist. For my heavy support, I'll be bringing in 4 yeah, four robots. Yes. Yeah, along with a Data Smith. The Data Smith is going to give them some extra buffs. I've also got 2 Armature Warglaves, and I have 2 Balasari Iron Striders. For my fast attack, I'll be bringing in some Thraxi Sterilizers. And finally, I have 10 Sicarian Ruststalkers. Basically my only melee, and maybe the only ones to survive this Tyranid swarm.
Alright everyone, here is the table we are playing on today. So we are playing the Scouring. So first time playing this mission, or actually I didn't really intentionally do it, but we've been playing through all the missions. All the other ones have actually been random, and it hasn't been the same mission twice, which is kind of cool. So we're just playing through the last 2 that we have here. I think Data Scry is the other one, but anyway, this is the Scouring. So it sees 5 objectives, 18-inch deployment up for both sides. The primary is hold 1, hold 2, so that's nice and juicy for Stranglehold, as well as the primary objective is scanning the objective. So it's an action to scan each objective for 3 victory points each. Scanning all of them will yield you a nice 15 points there, and is completed at the end of your next command phase, I believe, for both OBSEC and everything too. So you actually have to sit on it. So a little bit of a test to see if they can survive. But that's what we're playing today. So shout out to our patrons, Teos and Brian. Thank you so much for all of the support. We also have a Patronic dice for Brian here. We'll capture it on camera. Both of us have one, and we'll see if Brian can help or hinder the Tyranid Onslaught here today, as well as we want to show off the objective markers from 3D6 Wargaming. Wonderful mouse map material objectives, fantastic material. It sits nice on the table, looks beautiful. You can get your own custom design, or you can use the Basement Wargaming design, or get your own objectives just from their templates. So you can click the link in the video description below, and that supports us, or become a patron and support the channel there. So that's it for the table and everything. We're going to roll off now. We're going to find out who gets to pick deployment zones, and then we'll come back after deployment and talk about secondaries, and then find out who is going first in the channel debut of the Admech.
Okay.
A 2.
3.
A 3. So Admech get the pick of the crop here. So very quickly talking about the terrain for anyone new to Basement Wargaming, the way it all functions here. So these are just runes, so they're breachable, scalable, provide light cover. The footprint is just straight down, so as if you're under this section, you're in the terrain. Aside from that, everything is obscuring. So obscuring, the center piece right here is just a solid piece of obscuring with a sight line right through here over top of that crate. And then these are just standard line of sight. So that's pretty much it if you're new to Basement Wargaming, looking at the terrain here, getting an understanding. So we'll come back after we have deployed and talk about the secondaries. All right, everyone, here we are. So we have deployed. So talking about secondaries very quickly, I went with Stranglehold, Cranial Feasting, because I got Deathleaper here, and he's got 5 characters, so loads. I mean, between that and Assassination, so it's going to be a ton of points. And Cranial Feasting is just so much fun to do. And again, where I have Deathleaper, why not go with that? And then, what's my third secondary? Raise the banners, that's what it was. I couldn't remember because I was really mulling over. I did investigate signals before, and I forgot to investigate twice, so I'm very clearly not good at that. Banners is the other one. So we got banners, and then on the Admech side, we were looking at engage, assassinate, and no prisoners. So let's take a look at my deployment on this side. So we got Tyranid warriors here. Everything's on the board. Haruspex, the current effects is I'm full sending it here. So if we can make it through the line, I think the Tyranids will do incredibly well. However, if we don't, it's not going to be great. Old one just tucked back there in the middle between the Carnifex brood, so as not to get blasted off the table. Gargoyle unit there. Venomthropes chained out so that everyone right in here is getting the -1 hit. Neurothrope, yeah, right there. The 3 Zoes. Bioforce tucked in there, ready to launch mines, so that's the perfect dugout for them. Maybe they'll have to come on. I don't know. They're going to hang out in there. Then we've got Gargs. And then my warriors, and unfortunately the warriors deployed there, and I thought, oh, hopefully there's nothing major staring at them. So there's a giant tank looking at them down this way. Then we got the Robo Boys there. A few of the characters, that's the Data Smith, is it?
This guy right here, this is a...
I'm very new to Admech, so...
Yes. So am I.
Yeah, so we've got a couple characters here. Yes. Then we have...
this is our Data Smith here.
That's the Data... Okay, there. Yeah, Data Smith tucked right in there. Then we've got another group of Skitari right up there. Then the Rangers. Mm-hmm. That's the Rangers there, right?
These are the Rangers?
We're working through this, everyone. So they are there. And then we got the Stalkers. The other big walker over there. Then we got on the other side of the table, as we come around, we got the Armigers with the Striders. Backing them up, and then the other unit of Cataphront. In my head, I was like, it's Cata something. Cataphront Breachers, the archaeologist. And that's it. So, and then you're then you've got the gliders up in.
That's right.
They're coming down. So they're gonna come flying in. So that's it, everyone. So very excited with this. We were talking beforehand. We're gonna see if I can jinx myself here. I've had first turn every game so far with the new NID codex, and honestly, it pounces hard. I'm actually very curious to see how I can take the punishment, but obviously it's a game of dice, so we're going to roll off now, find out who's going first in this Battle Report debut of the Admech. Let's see. A 2, a 3. So Tyranids continue the reign of first turn. Before this new codex, it was rare I got first turn against Salamanders, but here we are. So we'll launch into this, come back after movement on turn 1. Yeah, my psychic powers. But for movement here, we are all done. So these gargoyles chained across. I activate the Zoanthrope's imperative. These guys change out to semi-deny as much as I can space, and then Biowars doing their job, moving about a bit. And then I'm going to throw some Spore Mines down here shortly, trying to negate any Deep Strike shenanigans. Banner thrown up by the Gargoyles here. Warriors move forward and advance. He advanced. Trygon Prime, that is. Zoanthropes advanced. Neurothropes, opportunistic advance, getting 16-inch movement, because I didn't realize they're 8-inch movement, which is just wild. Venomthropes I'm talking about. Hive Tendril, these guys for Warp Siphon, I think it's called. Getting 3d6 cast. Deathleaper launch forward, taking advantage of his Warlord trait, advancing and throwing a banner up here. Warriors throwing a banner here, and Haruspex is just lurking around the corner there, because there is so much heat coming around that corner. And in the middle, the Carnifexes came forward. Synapse guys there, so within, there's enough Synapse chained across here between the Neurothrope, these guys, so everyone's protected. Old one in the middle with 2 Carnifexes, hopefully taking all the heat for him there. So that's it for movement. We're going to come into Psychic Phase, and my... actually going to be no shooting, so we'll do the Psychic Phase, and that'll be the turn. Got Catalyst off on this lad here at the cost of a CP, and then I'm spending 1 CP. These guys are being encircled, so these Gargoyles are piecing out. Then Spore Mines got seated over here, got 8 of them, so let's put it on the objective. He can take the objective, but it's going to be at the cost of a hefty toll of mine, so just Biowars doing their thing. That's it for my turn, so that's it. So I didn't strategic scan anything. Probably should have, but I threw a bunch of banners up, but that's okay, because we'll start doing some scans in a bit. So there we go. Moving into turn 1, Admech. So there we go. Movement is done for the Admech. So over this way, setting up strategic scanning here with this guy, allowing them to do actions and still shoot and do all that jazz. So they got that one scanned. So it's 1 down for the Admech for scanning. These guys all teed up, got a bead right into the middle here at these Carnifexes, as well as this lane down this way. We've got some of the tank, and then a few of the little Scutari troop boys ready to shoot to the middle. The robots moved over ready to cook up the Spore Mine. So he held off the objective, because if the little guys went in, it would be a ton of mortal wounds, and it would really hamper the unit there, being through all 1 wound. So my ploy worked with them. So it's kind of cool seeing that strategy coming through. So maybe Biowars will have a place in a few of my lists here. So it's kind of neat seeing that strategy. Then these guys came through just again to force smites and force my Zoanthrope's movement a little bit. Ideally, I want to clear them, but if these guys come out, depending on how I place it, and they're also acting as a nice screen on that side versus like Deathleaper coming through and like zipping around that way. So now they've got it blocked a little bit, and then the Rust Stalkers right around on this side as well. So protecting any of my fast characters from slipping in and taking out key targets in the back. So good play there, and we're gonna head right into shooting, because no. All right, so that ends the turn for the Admech. So all things considered, could have been worse for me, could have been a bit better for him, but also could have been a bit worse for him too. So kind of right in the middle. So I lost my 2 front Carnifexes taken out by combined fire of these lads, the tank, the Scutari on that side, then these guys, and then all of them firing in to kill the 2 Carnifexes. I made an absurd amount of 4-up involved, so obviously the imperative for these Zoanthropes there coming in clutch. So for points here, we got a strategic scan on this zone, and that is it for now for the Admech. So guys dropping in for engage to get positioned up, so we'll see where they end up, and we're going to move into Tyranids, turn 2. So scoring, I didn't mention earlier, I did get Stranglehold for my points for the first turn, but that's it. So let's move into Tyranids, turn 2. All right, folks, so movement is done. I've enacted the Tyranid Warrior imperative, go to slaughter. So looking at my movement, I have shifted my Gargoyles out just enough that I've fully denied dropping in anywhere in the back area, so trying to keep my backfield protected. These Warriors just move forward, trying to get into the game a little bit, get ready to do some shooting anywhere they need to. I guess that they have some shots down the lane in there if necessary. These Warriors just holding this objective. My Gargoyles that encircled came down, hit the spot there, so we strategic scanned this objective to get the harder ones off the table. Advanced and moved the Trygon Prime there with opportunistic advance. So he moved forward over that way. And then gonna hopefully get Onslaught off on him and have him charge in and do some damage. Then over this way, this Carnifex come forward, ready to charge in at these guys. Haruspex coming forward, not enough to do anything yet, but he's getting positioned. And then hopefully going to do some smitage to clear some stuff off. Deathleaper lurking in the terrain there, going to kind of reserve him to come in after. And then we got the Bivors ready to slam down some more Spore Mines and keep the objective dream alive. So we'll come back after Psychic and Shooting, and scoring 3 objectives here as well. Shooting and Psychic done for the Tyranids. So getting a very successful Psychic phase, killing off all these guys with my Smites and Psychic Stream. So that was just from the Zoanthropes alone. Had to spend 1 CP there, but got the job done. So paving the way for this guy to go in, and then killed off 2 of the Vanguard right there from the Shooting from the Trygon Prime, and got Onslaught off him as well. So I also messed up. I advanced Old One Eye and him, not thinking. I was really excited to charge him forward, and I could only Onslaught one of them, and I picked him. So Old One Eye is just hanging out, but he's just farther up the table, which matters. So that's it. We're going to move into the charges. I'm actually going to roll it up on here on camera. I think I need a 12. I'm going to just roll the Haruspex. If I get it, we'll measure. If not, you get to watch and see the hype. No, I did not make it. Then my Carnifex is going to charge in. That is in front of that character. We're going to roll it again because we're here. And that'll make it. And then we'll roll up the Trygon. Do you want to Overwatch anywhere? I assume. Maybe?
Who's charging here?
So it's going to be the Trygon Prime. Charging? Yeah, coming at those boys. With your flamers and stuff.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so we'll do up the Overwatch, and then he's probably going to make that in there. We'll see if any damage comes through. But so far, we got a Carnifex coming in the Trygon. All right, folks, so that ends the turn. So my Carnifex came in here and just sprayed that guy everywhere. So actually, I got a roll here for Cranial Feasting. So on double check here, I think it's a 6. I get his command point back. So did I feast upon his brain and then tell everyone about the knowledge I learned? So chapter approved. Let's double check here. So, nope. So I add 2 because it was a character. So on a 4-up, I gain a command point and get some victory points here. Oh yeah. Now, but still, I got a command point for killing a character. So there we go. So a little bit done there, and then over this way. The Trygon hit in, killed 1 1/4 of those guys. And then on the swing back and Overwatch, dropping down to 8 wounds. So not too bad of an exchange, but these guys failed all their saves. They had a lot of wounds, so really durable. But that's it for the turn. So getting Stranglehold again. And I believe that... and then scanning this. So one other one scan. So let's jump into Admech, turn 2, and see how it looks. So movement done for the Admech. So coming down this way, we got the Knights, the Armigers moving forward, grabbing an objective and getting themselves set to jump back into this game. So no primary score, but getting position for the clawback here. The old Striders came forward there, ready to shoot at the Haruspex, as well as Tank Sting. So he's got target towards the Haruspex this way, as well as over that side. The old Stalkers came through, ready to charge to the Carnifex melee here and see if they can take down Old One Eye. Get some assassination points on the board too, so big deal there, clearing out some of those guys, as well as he's worth assassination points too. So that's a value. Then the Skitari Vanguard moving up here, ready to, between them and the tank, get rid of those Gargoyles, because with the 12-inch movement, they can tie something else up, or just roadblock this objective and keep myself racking up the primaries. So that's it. We're going to head into shooting, see how it looks. All right, so shooting is done. So story here, we got some shots coming through at the Venomthropes. Crazy amount of shots. I mean, an absurd amount of 5-ups. I think 6 out of 5-ups, so only 1 damage on the Venomthropes. Over this way, the Haruspex took a beating really quick by these guys, but then quickly the dice turned to favor the honorable Haruspex, we're going to say. Hopefully, he can survive the melee that's going to come his way. So he's down to 10. Now, over this way, my Gargoyles and my Mines are cleared off. The old wing boys came flying down with their flamers just to ensure the Gargoyles are gone, so they dropped in, got rid of them. Mines were killed off by the Vanguard over this way, and then we got a fight about to go down over here, so got a battle coming there, as well as these guys charging forward, and as well as actually, I keep forgetting the Ruststalkers are lurking about in there as well, so we got a few melees coming down. We'll come back after that. So we're into the melee here. I interrupted, spent all my CP using Voracious Hunger, so interrupting in that. It's 3 CP, all gone. These guys as well chopped into Old One. He's down to 1 wound, so he's still going to get to fight, so it is huge. And then over here, we're going to grab a Patronic Dice because I interrupted. I hit with 1 of my 4 attacks on this guy with a 6, making it explode because of the goaded to slaughter. Imperative. Then I rolled a 1 and a 3, and then I re-rolled the 1 because of Voracious, and rolled another 1. So we're using my Rasreach dice, Patron to Power Brian. We'll see if we can at least do D3 plus 3 and get 6 damage to him, make it worth all the CP. Doesn't disappoint everyone. Look at that. Rasreach, 6 damage coming through. He didn't die, but my Haruspex is in danger. He's in danger. So we'll come back after the fighting's complete and see how the table. All right, so that ends the turn. So the Haruspex lives with 4 wounds. Old One Eye living with 1 wound. Rampage back, killed off 3.5 guys, so 1 injured there. And then the Trygon just went berserk and took out the robots. And I consolidated a bit forward, but I want to do some charging at the characters here. Rack up some more cranial feasting points. So that's it. We're going to move into Tyranids, turn 3. All right, so movement is done for the Tyranids. So the Psychic Imperative taking off with the Neurothrope, staying in combat here, and then the Venomthropes moving forward to join the melee here with Old One Eye. Warriors grabbing the middle objective with the Zoanthropes leaving. These guys moving up, grabbing here. Strategic scanning this one, so 2 done, these 2 objectives. And then the Trygon Prime moving closer into here. Deathleaper taking advantage of opportunistic advance, ready to get off, and hopefully a big charge there. I have no CP left, spending on opportunistic advance, but I got Onslaught from him, hopefully doing the job. So we'll come back after Psychic and the right. So Psychic and everything is done. So the Zoanthropes went off with a total of 8 mortal wound smite, with being a super smite. Actually, just barely a super smite, but the Imperative coming in play there. So taking out that guy, dropping him down 4 wounds from the Neurothrope, getting Onslaught off as well on the Deathleaper. So got a 7-inch charge. We're going to roll it up here in a second. Then talking through everything else that happened, these guys got hit between the Warriors and the acid spit thing from him. And then over this way, a few more guys chewed up from the biocontainment pulse. And then 7 more Spore Mines. I'm really digging the playstyle here. It's just a really annoying movement for the objectives. Like blocking that, like you can come get the objective, but at the cost of tons of mortal wounds. So really digging that with them. But now we got a charge to go down. The Venomthropes are obviously in there along with the card effects. But we're going to see, I need a 7 on the dice here. Does Deathleaper hunt down the Warlord? So very iconic positioning for him. I have no CP. It is a 7, so he has made it just barely. So we'll come back after the melees and see how folks, so the turn is done for the Tyranids. So taking out quite a few character, unit champions and a character. So clearing out that's 1 point there, as well as nothing happening here. My poor Haruspex is alive. Didn't quite kill that guy. Then over here, the Deathleaper made the charge, handily took out the Warlord, and then piled in here to tie him up, or took a wound in return. Then the Trygon killing another character over there as well, and then dropping them down a few bodies too. So we're just going to roll up for Cranial Feasting on Deathleaper. As long as I don't roll a 1 here, we're getting 3 there. So we generate a CP back and get 3 victory points if I gained 1 or more command points. And I can only gain 1 command point back, but just for fun, do I roll a 6? Nope, so no other command points. Could be back, but that's it. So a few points here as well. So scanning the middle and then killing off a few characters. So getting 1, 2, 3 points for that, plus 3 for the command point. So that kind of spikes a little bit once it gets climbing. So we'll come back as we move into Admech, turn 3. All right, so Admech movement is done. Still no primaries, but we're teeing up here for actually a huge secondary swing here. If these guys moved up, I went insanely aggressive on my part. Again, really committing to everything to take out the Knights here. So my Neurothrope is exposed. That's my Warlord. These guys are moving in, so he is closest here to these guys. See, it is going to be an easy shot for them to. Well, I say easy. Hopefully he lives. Then Deathleaper being in here, he can shoot Deathleaper in combat. So hopefully you can take him out. And then over this way, these guys jumped over with Flamers, ready to do some damage into the Trygon. And then the tank firing in there. Trygon only has 8 wounds. Does have his feeling of pain. Then these guys just got to shoot Old One Eye once. And that is another character down. So really could, max on that secondary. So Admech, again, behind on the primaries, but it's definitely not over. So we're going to come back and see if he can get the job done. So we're going to call it there. Just Tyranids are 2 ahead on primaries, with this being the end of turn 3, and no primaries being scored yet on the side of the Admech. But it was honestly a good game. It was really interesting. Looking at everything, so quickly recapping the last turn, my Haruspex fell. I don't want to talk about him. He's just not too... I do want to talk about him, actually. I really want him to work. I'm going to try him again. But I just... Every time I use him, he fails his wound rolls and just... Anyway. So the Neurothrope lived just by a thread. So 1 wound there. Having killed him, he would have scored 10 for assassination, taking an old One Eye as well as the Trygon Prime between the Flamer and all these guys. But nothing scored for engage or anything. So that's just kind of why we're going to call it there. Just a little... Tyranids ran away with it the first 2 turns a little too much. And kind of got in the zone here. But overall, I think it was a really good game. The second turn shooting phase with the Knights, I think had they have killed the Haruspex, which they really should have, even on average, getting a few hits in there, I think would have allowed them to pull into the middle. I think the Admech would have been clawing back into it a little bit more. But again, it's hard to say. But overall, it was really fun getting a new player and new faction on the channel. Overall, again, like Tyranids taking the early midfield and having first turn again with these fast guys, I think it made a bit of a difference. But great game. Definitely looking forward to seeing the Admech army evolve and continue on the channel here and see how they face up against Tyranids. I know they'll be seeking revenge for sure. So we'll definitely see them back hopefully soon. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you in the next video.